The average person on the street describes the church in terms like this: irrelevant, boring, hypocritical, and out of touch. Why? In a culture with a burgeoning spirituality, where people everywhere are hungry for things of the Spirit, things that are mystical and transcendent, fewer and fewer of those people even consider Christianity as a viable option for exploring faith and spirituality. Why? The Christian church and Christianity today is largely viewed as impotent. How did we get there? We are viewed as being unattractive and uninviting. Why? And this morning I'd like to propose an answer. But before I propose a possible answer, we need to stop and ask ourselves the question: if the answer is correct and there's a remedy that comes from God, do we really want it? If there was something that could turn Christianity and the Christian church back into the global transforming power that it is, would we want that remedy? Does it sound like a funny question? Consider this. In John chapter 5, Jesus was in the city of Jerusalem. And he happened to be walking by a particular pool, like a spring, in the town. And in this particular pool or spring, there was a legend that whenever the waters began to get stirred up, the first one in the water would be healed of whatever physical affliction there was. And because of this legend, there were scores of blind and lame and maimed and deformed people that gathered around this pool in the hopes that when it first got stirred up, they might get in the water first to be healed. There was one particular man who was 38 years old and had been crippled since birth, and he spent every single day of his life by that pool. Jesus walks by, and he sees this crippled man. And he comes up to him, and the first words out of his mouth are really astonishing. He says, "Do you want to be made well?" Do you want to be made well? Now, I'm not sure, the Bible text doesn't say, but I think the man's first response was, duh. Who wants to be crippled? Why do you think I have somebody carry me to this pool every day for decades? Of course I want to be made well. But I think I know why Jesus asked that question. Because he understood something that maybe that man didn't. He understood something that maybe we don't. And that is, if Jesus were to make us well, if Jesus were to heal us in such a way that we could become who we were always designed and destined to be, it would radically change our world. It would give us brand new responsibilities we never had before, brand new challenges we never had to face before, brand new obstacles we never encountered before. And the life that we had somehow grown accustomed to would now forever be changed. And many people don't really want that. And I honestly believe that Jesus looks at church in Western culture, he looks at Christianity in America, and he asks the honest question, do you want to be made well? Do you? So here is my proposed answer, and I'm not trying to be oversimplistic, but here is what I have become convinced of in my own meditations with God over the last few weeks as to why it is that the Christian church And Christianity as a whole in Western culture is so impotent and unattractive to so many people. And I would put it this way, for many, Christianity has become a religion. And in many places, the church has become an institution. And if that doesn't look like a very powerful answer, we need to ponder it for a little bit. Because institutional religion can be nothing else but impotent and irrelevant and hypocritical. Even if that institutional religion is Christianity. See, Jesus didn't come to start a religion. He came to start a revolution. And Jesus didn't come to start an institution. Jesus came to start a movement. A movement that would infiltrate every culture on planet Earth at all times. A movement that would work its way into every nook and cranny of human existence, bringing life and beauty and joy to the world. Jesus said, my movement is like yeast in dough. It'll permeate everything and change the texture and flavor of the world. He said, my movement is like a little seed that has been planted, but it will grow up into a mighty tree, bringing shade and food to the world. He said, my movement is like a buried treasure that brings indescribable joy and enrichment to anybody who finds it. That's my movement. We human beings have this incredible propensity for taking the Jesus movement, the Jesus revelation, and turning it into a religion. We have a way of taking the Church of Jesus Christ and turning it into an institution. And whenever we religionize the revolution, and whenever we institutionalize the Christian church, we mess everything up because we sacrifice the presence and the power of Jesus. And I might suggest to you that Christianity as a religion and the church as an institution is no better than any other religion or institution on the planet.